Do you ever feel disrespected or taken for granted? Let's talk about boundaries, or as I like to call them, agreements. Boundary or an agreement is a clear understanding between yourself and others of what you're comfortable with. It's basically saying your feelings matter and you matter, but also their feelings matter. So it's about creating mutual respect so you can foster really healthy relationships and filter through the ones that are not meant to be in your life. If you're someone that's uncomfortable with setting boundaries, please check out my playlist about self-value. You definitely need to know your worth before you can set boundaries, because if you think that you don't matter, your voice doesn't matter, how are you supposed to set those boundaries with other people? Save this video, practice self-value, and then come back to this. So before you start, you need to know yourself, what you are comfortable with coworkers, with friends, with family, with your partner, even with your kids. Boundaries are never meant to control other people. They're simply to express your wants and needs. They shouldn't be to control other people's bodies, what they look like, what they wear, and it should never include anything sexual. Based on my experience with my clients, when I ask people to write a list of everything that they want and need, they have a tendency to tell me what they don't like, what bothers them. So initially, write down everything that bothers you, how you are treated. So let's say you don't like to be lied to, you don't like to be cheated on, you don't like when people dismiss your feelings, you don't like when people disrespect you. So when it's clear what you don't want, now you know what you want. So you don't want to be lied to, you want honesty. You don't want to be cheated on, you want loyalty. You don't want people to dismiss your feelings, you want validation. You don't want to be disrespected, you want to be respected. So now you know, and you'll be able to express to people that these are the things that you need. These are important to you, these are your agreements. Now I would ask you to write negotiable or non-negotiable. A non-negotiable means that if that boundary is disrespected, it is an immediate end of relationship. Negotiable means that when that boundary is disrespected, the consequence is that we talk about it, you can apologize, and you can make amends. So here's an example. Cheating for me is a non-negotiable, which means the relationship would end. But what is negotiable is dismissing my feelings, because oftentimes this could be done by accident. So dismissing my feelings, the consequence would be I will take time away to validate myself or do something kind for me. If I feel like I'm being ignored, dismissed, or taken for granted, what I'm gonna do is take some time to take care of me. Since you're not giving that to me, I'm gonna go and give that to me. So I'm gonna take some time, do something very self-caring, take a bath, get my hair done, meditate. What is the consequence when someone disrespects you? Well, I step away from the conversation until the person apologizes and makes amends. They remedy the situation. So to me, apologizing is just words. Making amends is the true apology. If you have this very expensive, valuable vase and you drop it and you just say, sorry, it's not going to repair the vase. You would have to get some glue, put it back together. The same thing applies to a relationship. When we know our value and we know our worth, if somebody hurts our feelings, even if it's unintentional, they need to make amends. And they could do that by asking us what we need or to find out our love language and do that thing. Now, here's the thing. What happens when the consequence is disrespected, when the consequence is not working and the people keep doing it? Well, what happens if you don't show up to work over and over and over again? What happens if you swear at your boss and you disrespect them over and over again? You get fired. So people who are not able to respect the consequences will eventually have to be filtered out of your life. Now, I believe it is very important to tell people about our boundaries, our agreements, and about the consequences. But we must remember that other people have agreements also and also have consequences. And when our boundaries or agreements conflict with their boundaries, we can come to a compromise as long as we have an open discussion about it. Because my feelings matter, but also their feelings matter. Healthy agreements and healthy consequences strengthen relationships. They build much deeper bonds because there's a mutual respect and understanding. And healthy agreements and healthy consequences also filter through the relationships of the people who are not willing to accept your agreements. Remember, your feelings matter, your voice matters, and you matter.